Bounty, plying its trade in a time when sailing the ocean was almost as dangerous as crossing the channel with a load of football fans, when only half the world was civilized and the other half still drank their tea out of their saucers. And what sailors feared most were the pirates of Penzance, if Bonnie Langford was still in it. From this majestic ship comes tonight's Noel Edmonds Saturday Roadshow. Oh, I can't do it without. Welcome aboard HMS Bounty. We are 6 days out of port. We're 5 days out of whiskey, and we're completely out of baby sham. Allow me to tell you something about this fine craft. My quarters are over there on the quarterdeck. My gun is over there on the gun deck, and I'm not going near the poop deck for anything. We are surrounded by thieves. You can't leave anything lying around. Even one of the masts is mizzen. And there are mutineers everywhere. Mutineers, not mountaineers. Mutineers. Fortunately, I have managed to lay my hands on the captain's log, and I shall read from the writings of evil Captain Bligh. Oh, you noticed? Day 1, 5 miles out at sea, crew exhausted, let them climb aboard. Day 2, scurvy broke out. Day 3, caught scurvy, locked him up again. Day 4, flogged the first mate. Day 5, bought another one. Day 6, ran out of old gags. So, we haven't. We have got all sorts of fun and entertainment to try and lift the atmosphere on this terrible, evil craft. Don't forget, we will meet the notorious Captain Bligh in just a while. But I'd like to meet the twins now, and I think you'd like to meet the twins, because Mark and Jason are real characters. And Mark started telling me this story, and clearly Jason didn't like the idea of it being broadcast. Watch his face. He's on the right, and he's not happy about this at all.
We went down to the orchard one time, and with a friend who Courtney, we thought we should have a little bonfire down at the bottom. So we found a ditch, then we got some grass and put it in there.
Is he all right?
Then we lighted it up. Next thing, it went out of control, and Courtney, the only solutions are spit on it, pee on it, or stamp it out with your feet. So we started stamping it out on our feet, but we didn't want to take the risk. So he started spitting on it, but didn't do it. Next thing, Jason goes and stands up. He's using it.
Some more junior gems in Wait Till I Get You Home. Also, the Gift Busters are going to call on Chatham in Kent.
I recognise the voice now. Let me think.
There.
I need a clue.
Well, I am so thrilled that you have got this gig tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's cost us a fortune to buy this audience in.
I wondered why they were so good.
So, why is Paul Hebditch looking quite so surprised? The Giftbusters will reveal all in a while. But what about this as a super product? New on the scene, the challenge goes to Clive Ferris, who normally sells audio and video equipment, top salesman, and we said, do you think you could flog carpet shoes? These are the carpet shoes in question. The idea being that instead of going to all the expense of carpeting the entire room with your industrial or your domestic or your shag or your deep deep pile is an industrial term for the carpet industry. Instead of going to all that expense, you see, you strap these onto your feet and you can walk around and go, oh yes, this is well worth £10 a square metre. Would anyone fall for that?
If you buy a new car, you want to test drive it. So if you're going to buy carpet straight at your house, if you're moving into a new house, then why not test drive A carpet. Would you like to try a pair? Listen.
Give us a while. Question was, how did you go down the stairs in?
Yeah. Very quickly, I did.
Very quickly.
How do you feel? Now, you've had them on for about 3 or 4 minutes now.
I feel like a Dumbo.
Hey, you're very fast.
They're good. I do like them.
No?
You've got a lovely style of walking, you know.
You haven't just sat in something, have you?
Do you normally walk like this, by the way?
I'll buy a pair.
Yeah?
They are good.
They are good, aren't
I think I'll buy a pair. I want to give them to somebody as a present.
they? As a present. Do you like this person?
I'm married to him.
Whatever she's been on, I'll have some.
Oh, I'll have a pair of blue.
Excellent. Do you want to wear them?
No, I'll have a blue.
Wear them home. There you go. Well, I wish you many happy hours of... For all you land lubbers who don't know much about maritime matters, I've got 1 or 2 little details to tell you. Of course, one of the most important things is knowledge of flags, because you have to be able to pass on messages by flags. Now, that is, of course, the Union Jack. Then we've got the... that's the red ensign. Yeah. Yeah, that's just a flag of convenience, that one. Now, of course, every now and again, some of these guys lose their legs in battle, and it's very important that if you're going to have a wooden leg made, you've got to make sure there are no knots in the wood. We see a lot of marine life round here, and that's a doll, and that's the dolphin. Now, one of the purposes of our voyage is to look for the treasure chest. We set sail from Plymouth Hoe, yes, fine. And we protect ourselves by using these. That, of course, is a cannon. And this, with its P45 and wage packet, is a cannon that we fired earlier. And this is the... No, I suppose we're not. And so, with a song in our hearts, we go to the lyric game. This is the bit where things really hot up for our lyric game, so let's get down to it. Yes, we have once again 2 couples playing for our top star prize of the karaoke machine. On my right, Adam Collier and Gary Jones, who both work at the Banque Nationale de Paris. Oh, comment allez-vous?
It's in Cardiff.
Right, Adam plays American football. He's also an ice hockey fan but can't skate. His ambition is to be a newsreader. Favourite newsreader?
Well, Nicholas Witchell.
Really? Yeah, never mind. Gary, main interest is Tang Soo Do, one of the Korean martial arts. Yes, fine. His claim to shame is that he caught Prince's codpiece on his Love Sexy tour at Wembley 1988.
Give it away, though. I didn't want to take it. Give it to the newest girl.
Over this side, against them, the Welsh Wizards, we have Patrick O'Sullivan and Maggie Hudson, who have come all the way from Derby to play along with us. Patrick is a joiner. He loves weight training and wet, wet, wet. He used to try and... That's true. That wasn't an attempt at a gag. He used to try and look like Marty Pellow, but now he doesn't bother. Next to him is his fiancée Maggie, who's 18. She's in her final year at hairdressing college. She says girls are always coming up to Patrick and saying, "You look like Marty Pellow." She actually hates Marty Pellow and thinks he's a show-off. Her ambition is to be a singer and be rich and famous like Marty Pellow. So, there we go. They are going to do battle and see how quickly they can identify the songs that are about to happen. The moment you identify them, bang the buzzer. If you can do 20 words, that's great. If they're the correct words, that's even better. Are you ready? We're playing for the fabulous karaoke machine, and go! Around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing. We don't actually give extra points for volume, by the way. I think something terrible is going to happen. But anyway, on we go.
What would you do if I sang out a song? Would you walk out and stand for me?
If they get to the buzzer first, this could be...
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman. But long as but understand. And if you love him, be sure of him.
Very touching, I'm sure. Extremely moving. Well, what are they going to do to this one?
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down.
Never played one and nobody joining. So, let's move on to the fifth one.
When I fall in love, it will be forever. For I'll never fall in love again. At the moment,
Are you still with us? I wouldn't have blamed you if you got home by now. Well, it's 43 plays, not an awful lot. And here's another.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the light.
This is your big chance.
Tutti frutti, tutti frutti, on a Rudy. No, I'm not.
I thought you'd do well. There wasn't one word that appears in a dictionary on that song. Oh, this is just so lovely.
Automatic, how you say I'm so systematic. When I'm down, I remember your love, and time again.
And this doesn't really apply to this particular competition. Listen to the words.
Anything you do,
I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
It's some relief that I can say it's over. It is a victory. It is a victory to the Welsh, a commanding victory. 23 over here. Thank you very much, Patrick and Maggie. But Adam and Gary, incredible, 78. Well done. Well done. There you go. But they get the karaoke. The Roadshow, where the kids are just heavenly. Where's heaven?
Up there, in the sky.
Is it? Well, I've been flying around. I've never seen it.
We can't see it when we're alive. It's the deads that... The spirit from the deads go up there.
Gotcha.
The good ones. The devil ones go down to... devils.
The place where your spirit goes, or your soul. The place where your soul goes.
What's sort of like Tesco's or...
Nothing like Tesco.
What do you do in heaven all day?
You get wings.
You get wind?
Wings and them round angel things. I don't know what they're called, but...
Halo.
Yeah. And got these kind of like harps and the plonking.
Runs heaven.
Runs heaven. Well, I don't think it's not Jesus, not God. But I think it's... You mean who owned the place?
Yeah.
His father? I mean, his father before father? No, his father before father? No, he's father before father and then father before father.
Heaven was originally owned by God's dad.
Yeah. Or his father before father, or his...
Do you have any other jobs?
Well, he makes it rain.
How does he do that?
He's having a shower.
Where do you think God is?
In heaven and in the heart.
so to the moment I've been absolutely dreading, the moment where I meet the most notorious sailor in the seven seas, the evil, despicable, downright nasty Captain Bligh!
Hey, you know, have you seen what the crew got me as a present?
That's nice.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it does. No, an impression. Nelson. Half Nelson.
Yes, enough. Now, I imagine, Captain, that over the years you must have sailed some very rough seas.
Oh, there was a storm last week, Noel. I'll never forget it if I live to be normal. One of the crew was very nervous. He said, Captain, do you think we're going to go down? I said, what? He said, capsize. I said, 6 7/8. Oh, look, Noel, there's a ship passing.
Where?
Over there, and he's wearing my shoes. Okay. It's flashing a message.
What's it saying?
Oh, I can tell by the message. It's a tramp steamer.
How do you know that's a tramp steamer?
The captain's asking for 10p for a cup of coffee.
Is that the present?
I don't think so. I've been up there every morning, and I haven't seen one egg. Excuse me, Noel. Mr. Christian.
Aye, aye, sir.
Hello, sir. Pleased to meet you.
Watch this, Noel. Mr. Christian, who do you think's going to win Wimbledon next year?
Bog.
You see, Noel, every time I ask him who's going to win Wimbledon, he always says, Bjorn Borg.
Ah, that's because he's a born-again Christian. That's quiet.
You see, now you've upset them. After the trouble I had over the storm, do you know, one of them came up to me yesterday and said, our beds aren't made.
Hammocks.
No, it's absolutely true. All I've done for them.
But history says, Captain, that your crew think you're so nasty, they mutiny and they set you adrift in an open boat.
I've never heard the likes of it all my life. Hang on a second. I'll open the hatch. Oh. Did you hear that, me hearties? Yeah! He said, I'm going to upset you. What have you got to say to that? Bill! Bill! Coming up? Okay, then.
Ladies and gentlemen, just before we move on, I'm sorry that I have to be serious for a moment, but there was an incident on last week's show which has necessitated the following statement from the British Broadcasting Corporation. This is a statement on behalf of the British Broadcasting Corporation in association with International Gunge Tanks of Great Britain plc, Gungio Tanko Madrid SA, and Gunge This Incorporated of Baltimore, in the matter of the gunging of Mr. Nees Luxton, who, although exceeding the 100 points total, qualified for all 5 of the prizes, which prizes are wholly and rightfully hers, and will be dispatched forthwith. The corporation, its governors, directors, elected representatives, staff, viewers, and the man who makes the globe go round in the breaks unreservedly offer the following apology.
Sorry, Denise.
Let's move on. I've written to all sorts of people asking them to come and sit in the Gunge tank. We've not heard from Rupert Murdoch yet, or Rudolph Nureyev, and Madonna hasn't written back for some strange reason. Mary Whitehouse, have we heard from her?
We got the address wrong. I have to say the number.
Oh, good. Mary, hoping you'll come. And I wrote to the chairman of the Burton Group plc, Sir Ralph Halpin, and he very kindly wrote back, pointing out that the rigours of my job necessitate me being surrounded by metaphorical gunge for most of my life. The thought of participating in one of your most successful shows, although appealing, is not enhanced by your kind invitation to turn the metaphorical into the literal. However, I do appreciate your very kind invitation to immerse me completely in gunge for the delight of the population, and regrettably feel I should decline this after much careful consideration. So, Ralph, thank you very much indeed for such a very, very kind response. Maybe you'll have second thoughts, sir, after you've seen the efforts of one Stephen Ryder, Esquire. Steve, this is Joyce. And Joyce comes
Joyce.
from Manchester. Her main spare time activity is the Territorial Army.
It is indeed,
So you
yes.
told me. And she has so far risen to the rank of private. She's likely to be eligible for the tank regiment after this. And afterwards she says that she'll see everybody in the mess. Right, hopefully you know about sport and you know about football clubs.
Well, a passing interest.
Yes, well, it's football clubs that we're looking for, Joyce. Of course, you know that you've got 90 seconds, you've got to choose 5 of the 7 available prizes, and you've got to try and choose the prizes that do not go over 100 points. Your problem is you don't know what the prizes are worth, but everybody else does. 90 seconds the limit. We will hear this sound at the end of the time, or if you go over 100 points. Are you quite happy? You get to choose your first prize before we start. What do you fancy from our selection?
CD player.
The CD player. After that, we are going to go so fast, and hopefully you will be the first person this series to do 5 prizes in 90 seconds without getting the bill.
Easy.
So, we will start now. Me and
You.
in shining armour.
Knight.
Yeah, that part of your body.
Head.
Yes. Electrical wires.
Yes.
Prize.
Leeds United.
More or
Less.
coffee, the other drink.
Tea.
Yes. With a special...
Leicester City.
Yes, indeed.
Who's the debate?
Yes, jolly good. His and...
Hers.
Yes. If you put water into a container, you...
Tottenham Hotspurs.
you would... What?
Tottenham Hotspurs.
No, if you pour the water into a container, you would try and it's up to the top.
Phil.
Yes.
Aston Villa.
Yes, Aston Villa it is.
Flapping the rump.
Yes, OK. And that.
This.
Time for this. Yes, this. If you go like that.
Tick.
Yes, very good.
Partick Thistle.
Partick Thistle, yes, very good. Prize. How do you feel? Have we warmed it? She's loving it.
Partick Thistle.
Steve Ryder, thank you. Steve, thanks a lot. After that, yes, it's time to catch up with all the latest club news with our club notice board, and thank you very much indeed for all the messages that you've been passing between club members. Lovely card here, and this has gone from Dora to Jonty. Sorry to hear you missed your bus. Well, lovely sentiments there. And we do keep them coming in. They are important to the general atmosphere of the club. There's a for sale here. Reliant Robin will exchange for a wheelbarrow. Wanted property exchange. Caravan in Hailing Island will swap for 16-bedroom mansion in Belgravia. Replies to the Roadshow Club Optimist Society. Also, thank you very, very much indeed, club members, for all the wonderful claims to shame that you've been sending in. Do feel free to unburden yourselves with these little confessions. Dear Noel, my claim to shame is so shameful I can't even bring myself to tell you about it. Lots of love from Mum. Dear Noel, my claim to shame is I think Anne Robinson's sexy. A very nice one here who claims he's a little doggy, and my claim to shame is that I fancy Gordon the gopher like mad.
Zoltan does that if you give him half the chance. He bites your ankles. You find the terriers that they're designed to be nipping dogs, and you find that they're weak to sort of go after ankles. Other dogs that like it very much are dogs like collies. Occasionally Shih Tzus and Gettys.
I know. He's just very affectionate.
Go for his ankles.
The Roadshow, where the stars come out on Saturday night. Hello, Ozcap's the Mimic. Okay, who's the clever thing who put all the furniture on the ceiling?
Having these gentlemen coming in for suspender belts, and I never had their size.
Who said you wouldn't say?
Barry took me to Paris, just like Mark, who took me to Sark, and Archie, who took me to Karaoke. I had to stop seeing Noel. The Olympics had finished, and he didn't rhyme with anyone else.
She is Tracy Moore, an 18...
Come on down.
first of all meet Mum and Dad, Susan and Keith. Welcome aboard the Bounty, Keith. Do please sit down. Just a few facts before we meet the delightful Robert. Susan is the proprietor of a pizza takeaway.
That's right, yes.
Yeah? Leaning Tower Pizza and all that?
No.
Right. I understand, Keith, that one of your big hobbies is water skiing, but that's all come to a halt because you've had your boat nicked.
That's right, 2 weeks
You weren't
ago.
on the back at the time?
No.
You want to make an appeal now?
Well, if, I hope it's running well.
You're looking at a man who's already had the insurance claim settled, obviously. We are offering you a cat of 9 tails as the very first part of our whip round, and I asked Robert, does Mum ever do anything nice for Dad? Did he say, if she does, I've never seen it? Yes, sometimes she doesn't come home. Or she irons his shirts. Or anything you want to make up.
She irons his shirts.
Does she ever do anything nice for you, Dad?
Yeah, irons his shirts on the morning. Takes his socks off.
What's that all about? Takes his socks off.
It's not true.
No? Bit of fiction. It's more fiction to come. Next, I asked him, why do people get married? And we're playing for the Parrot, incidentally. Steady, shipmate, steady. Now, did he say, oh, beats me? Or did he say, why do people get married? Well, for love, companionship and family allowance. Or did he say to get money off the other one? You reckon that?
That's definitely.
Why do people get married?
To get the money from the other one.
Keith, you got any idea why he said that?
Perhaps he takes after me, I don't know.
Married into a spot of money, do we? Oh, right. Electric toothbrush. You really are in the money with this. My word, we're really blowing the treasure chest this week, my Agnes. How old is old? Did he say, ask Shaking Stevens? Did he say, when you play a fruit machine and the winning line is 3 prunes? 350 years? Or something entirely different?
350 years.
How old is old?
350 years.
But if you say somebody's an old man, I mean, do you think I'm old? Well, how old am I?
40.
Is that old?
My mum was born on Halloween. She's a witch. I
think we're in this together this time, aren't we? We're playing for a coffee grinder on the next one. And the question was, what does Robert want to do when he leaves school? I bet you know the answer to this. Did he say, be a mucker out in a ghost train? Be a professional carol singer? Join the Air Force? Or something entirely different?
Well, I think he'd say join the Air Force, but I think he wants to join the American Air Force. I think that's
On the Air Force.
Really? What are you going to do in the Air Force?
Fly planes.
So you want to be a fighter pilot? What do you think, what's the greatest quality a fighter pilot ought to have?
Sense of direction.
That's quite right, isn't it? I love the thought of that. They went that way. Right, the portable colour TV. You're on a real winning streak here. And the next question, what does the Queen do before she goes to sleep? Good evening, Your Majesty. Did he say she plays the national anthem on her Walkman? Or that she taps Philip on the shoulder with a sword and says, good night? I'll just take a pause there for the heart of thinking with that one. Or does she have a drink of milk? Or does she do something terribly secret and something else?
A drink of milk.
Why do you think a drink of milk? I mean, do you think that's what she does before she turns out the light?
No.
What do you think she does before she goes to sleep?
A bit more exciting.
Something more exciting? What, Ovaltine?
And what does she do just before she goes to sleep at night?
Have a drink of milk.
Do you think she takes her crown off before she goes to bed?
No, she twiddles her hair around it so it's curly in the morning.
That's a lovely thought, isn't it? What a wonderful thought, the regal rollers. Well, we got a bit deep after that. I thought we should get serious. And I said to Robert, who is God? Now, did he say Gaza? Or someone who's always in our toilet? His dad's always shouting, God, are you still in there? Is it the person who owns heaven? Something else? And we're playing for the Admiral? No!
The person
who owns heaven.
Who's God?
Person who owns heaven.
He owns it, does he? Where did he buy it from?
I think he stole it.
Why not? What a lovely thought. And so, the agony is almost over. Let's immediately meet Robert Hardy. Robert! Hello. My word. Sir, you're looking very smart. Welcome aboard the Bounty. Do you think you're in trouble? Have you and your mum and dad been talking about this? Have they been pumping you to find out what you said? And did you tell the truth, or did you tell fibberoonie poos?
Tell the truth.
Did you? Oh, I hope you didn't let on about this one. We're talking about the toy. Now, did he say that he wanted a computer? Did he say an omelette autographed by Glyn Christian? I think that's what he said, actually. Did he say a musical toilet seat? Or something else?
I think he said a computer.
Do you think he said...
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing else.
You've been telling them, haven't you? You've been telling them. Did you tell them? Yeah.
And if I could buy you a toy, what would you like?
Computer.
I know you cheated, but I think it was in a good cause, because here it is, the one which I hope you wanted. Ooh, let's watch your face and see if that's the one.
And the very one.
Is that the one? Robert? Great pleasure, it's all yours. Lovely meeting you. So Hardy family. I can hear the seagulls. That means the sea is getting up. Where is the captain? He said that he... Steady. He said he was going below decks. Aye, aye, this looks serious.
And Prince Charming and Cinderella lived happily ever after. Until the introduction of the poll tax. That's what the Belgian TV presents. Oh! No misbehaving, or there's no television.
Do they watch television, sir?
Pirate videos. Noel, now that they're settled, I'll read a letter that my mommy sent me.
Yeah?
She said, Dear son, I feel it's my fault that you're on that terrible ship. When I sent you for a bounty, I meant the chocolate. Long John Silver's staying with us. He went to the shops today to buy himself a sock. He's had his third wooden leg off the doctor in a month. The doctor thinks he's making a coffee table. I haven't been feeling too well, so I've been to the doctor. He told me to take a hot glass of orange after a hot bath. That was 3 weeks ago, and I'm still drinking the hot bath. I can't keep your father off the rum. I've tried frightening him. I waited in a shop doorway with a white sheet, and when he passed, I shouted, I'm the devil. He said, shake hands, I married your sister.
Well, Captain, I'm very pleased that you are safe. Of course, you come from a very long line of great seafaring captains, don't you? Nelson, Drake...
Pugwash. This Noel, eh? That's my little part. I used to have him on my shoulder, but I stopped that.
Oh, why was that?
He kept eating my chips. Say something.
Pieces of eight! Pieces of eight!
Yeah.
And what do you say when you've had your dinner?
Pieces of after eight. Pieces of after eight.
Oh, Noel.
Yeah?
We've had an albatross following us for days, you know, to get some food, but we put him off.
What did you do?
We let him taste it. Oh, and Noel, you're probably missing Mr. Christian. He's had a bit of an accident. He went over the edge.
Overboard?
No, he fell into a pot of alphabeti spaghetti. We only realized when the SOS came to the top.
Now tell me, Captain, are the men quite happy now?
Well, there's only one thing that annoys these boys. After they've been sleeping for about 5 hours, some fool keeps shouting, "Man overboard."
Well, I could see that would upset them.
I've stopped doing it.
Actually, Captain, they seem to be sleeping quite peacefully at the moment.
Yes, they are. In fact, during the last hurricane, they slept like babies.
Like babies?
1 hour they slept, another hour they cried, and another hour they slept.
So you don't think there's any danger they might mutiny today?
Mutiny today? Not in this whole wide world. Not as long as they're sleeping peacefully like that. I'm a bit tired myself, actually.
Yes, the intrepid gift-busters have been to Chatham, and the reason why is because Judy Lillis dropped me a line and says, as a special thank you to a very special man, I'd like the gift-busters to call on Paul Hebditch. We've been together for more than 3 years, during which he has been more than a father to me and my 3 children. He took responsibility for them. He works anything up to 60 hours a week to provide for us. He's stuck with us through thick and thin. He never complains, and he still manages to fit time in for his club pub act as a singer, guitarist, and a funny man. There's never enough money for him to get the equipment he'd so dearly love, even second-hand, but he makes do. Any gift would help, but particularly a PA, speakers, a good amp, and the guitar of his choice. That's the reason why the Gift-Busters went down to Chatham with their camera. This is the special Gift-Busters camera. It's got a loudspeaker on the top that allows me to talk to Paul Hebditch, even though I'm in another room. It's got lights on the top as well. So this was the moment that the Gift-Busters called on a special gig that was arranged Chatham in Kent at the Rotaract Club.
If you want help now, and you don't know how, all you do is call Gift-Busters. If you need some way to make their day, who you gonna call? Gift-Busters.
I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Thank you.
Is that a James Taylor number?
It's just the radio.
I just wondered, I'm sure that's James Taylor wrote that.
I know who that is. That's James Whale, isn't it?
Well, Paul, you certainly ought to know who's written the material if you're going to perform it.
James Taylor did write it. I'm not arguing with you.
So how's the gig going so far?
I recognise that voice, you know.
I've been told that the Rotaract people are the best audience that you could have.
They are the best.
What exactly is wrong with the guitar? Have you diagnosed that yet?
Pardon?
It appears to have a fault. I just wondered whether you'd fix it.
Yeah, there's 2 arms around it, like that.
I can nearly feel you thinking.
I'm wondering who you are.
What's the next number going to be?
The next number? Well, I was going to do a dirty one, but...
Maybe we could just turn round and see the happy, smiling faces of the people who have travelled from miles away. Keep coming left. She's obviously been on the sherbet. What do you think of him so far?
Very good. Rubbish. Very good.
He's all right, is he all right? We'll come further left. Who's this on the left here? Oh, you brought your grandfather with you this time. What do you think, sir? You obviously look to be a bit of a Jason Donovan fan.
Very good. I recognise the voice now, let me think.
There.
Give me a clue.
Well, I am so thrilled that you have got this gig tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's cost us a fortune to buy this audience in.
I wondered why you were so good.
But we are worried about the PA system, and we're worried about that guitar.
Oh, no, I'm a lot better than this, in fact.
And does Judy fully support your activities here?
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Is she looking as bemused as you, or do you think she's got a look on her face that she knows what this is all about?
I think she probably does, actually.
Go on, you start this song. You get on with another song, I will.
Another song?
Yeah, but not the dirty one.
All right, I'll clean this one up.
Is this one of your own compositions?
No, it's not. Do you want to be on?
No, I'd rather not.
Oh, it's fine when you're romancing and he plays a lover's part. You're the roses in his garden, you're the flame that warms his heart. Your love will last forever and he'll promise you the moon. But just wait until you're wedded, then he'll sing a different tune. Oh Jesus, it's Noel Edmonds.
Good evening.
If I'd have known you were coming, I'd have brought me here.
You're shaking.
I know, I'm destroyed.
What are you drinking?
Gonna be very...
I've got you a brand new PA system and microphone to go with it. And also, this is for you as well.
Oh my God.
Well, it's nothing unpleasant. Don't look so...
I don't think it is going to be unpleasant.
Well, it's all yours. Open it up, isn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. Don't know what to say. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the...
Well, I hate to say this to a man like you, but get it out. Here's your out. Have fun.
Thank you very much.
And just remember that name, Paul Hebditch. I've got a funny feeling that the man might be on to quite an interesting career. A very talented man. Now, is there somebody that you would like to give a very special gift to? You've seen what we like to do. We would like your suggestions. Send them, please, to the Gift Busters back at the Television Centre in London. They're in room 3305. And it's Wood Lane, London, W127RJ. And next week, the Gift Busters are going to Rill, and they have prized away from the Krypton Factor Gordon Burns. I wonder why.
In the TV series The Munsters, what are the Christian names of Mr. and Mrs. Munster?
Oh, she'll know. She starred in it.
Well, if you want to know what's happening there, then you'll have to watch next week. Now, it takes a big man to admit that he's wrong, but I'm prepared to say I've misjudged these guys, because, you know, they've just said to me that of all the TV celebrities, they would love to see me on Desert Island Discs. Isn't that... Oi, are you sure? Are you sure this is the way Sue Lawley does it?
Go for it, Noel.
Yeah, but I can't swim. I can't...
Listen, just jump in when you get to the bottom, run like mad for the beach.
But I can't... Oh, the current's too strong.
Don't worry, here's a bar of soap. Wash yourself ashore.